Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the High Score Podcast with Mike. How y'all doing tonight? What's going on, gang? You know, it's our weekly show. We're going to do a little football talk. We're going to go over these NFL scores first. Shout out to everybody. How y'all feeling? There was a lot of people week one of fantasy football. Unfortunately, I'm 0-1, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. First, let's go over these NFL scores. All right. My computer acting a little stupid today, but it's okay. I don't know if y'all can see. Y'all can see. I can see that clear. All right, so we had week one of NFL this week. It was a good week for most people. We had a Thursday night game. Thursday night, we had the Eagles versus the Cowboys to start off the season. Defending champion Eagles, they edged out the Cowboys 24-20. And lightning delayed game, first game of the season, lightning delay. It's crazy. But overall, it was actually a decent game, except for at the very beginning, my guy, the defensive lineman, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. But he can't spit on fucking Dak Prescott. I know Dak spread at your feet or whatever like that, bro. But you can't spit on the man, bro. It's crazy. But it was a good game all overall. The Eagles pulled it out. I figured the Eagles was going to win. Dak went 21-34, had 188 yards. Jalen Hurts had just rushing. He had 14 carries, 62 yards, and 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb had 7 receptions for 110. He had a whole lot of drops though. So CD got to clean some shit up. Then on Friday we had a game. I want to say that shit was in Brazil or something like that. Um, it was in Brazil. The Chargers beat the Chiefs in a good game. It was actually a really good game, if you ask me. I think this might be the first time the Chiefs lost their first game of the season. I ain't too sure on that, but pretty much they say Herbert had a great game. He went 25-34, 318, 3 touchdowns. As the Chargers beat the Chiefs 27-21. Uh, it was a good game, man. I mean, I'm surprised. I wasn't a big Justin Herbert guy. I didn't really believe in him, but he showed me something this weekend. I ain't gonna lie to you. He showed me something, and they got the win. So they want to know, Coach Harbaugh gonna have them boys ready to go. On the other side, Patrick went 24-39, had 258 yards, 1 touchdown. So I mean, he didn't have a terrible game. His QBR was 81.8%. He did have a rushing touchdown, but I mean, to start the game off, that game was kind of weird because Travis Kelce ran into Xavier Worthy and dislocated his shoulder. Like on the first play of the game, I'm like, damn, that shit was crazy. Like, how many times you ever see that happen in an NFL game? So, I thought that was crazy, but stuff happens. Jeff says Tampa Bay. Fuck Tampa Bay all my life. That fucking young hoe. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. Don't worry about it. Next, you had the Buccaneers at the Falcons. Well, Jeff, we got right to it. So my sorry ass Falcons lost to the Buccaneers. Uh, We had the game won and we just gave it away. I mean, it's the same shit every year. Like, I mean, to be honest, bro, we played a good game. It's always it's a tough game when it's a divisional opponent, especially to start the season out. I mean, I like what we did. We gotta make that field goal, man. It's my young ho. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's time for young ho to get up out of here, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I can't. Like, bro, we drove all the way down the field, get all the way down the field just for you to motherfucking miss the field goal. That shit broke my heart. Jeff said dollar sign. Y'all can hear me, right? I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Lee Bradbury said, should I trade Achan and Andrews for Browers and Chubbard? Have PPR? Ah, I don't like Achan. Lee? Leo? I'm sorry, it's Leo, not Lee. Leo. I don't like Achan because the situation in Miami is ridiculous right now. Like, I don't know what they got going on in Miami, bro. I would stay away from Achan. I like Andrews, but I like Browers better. Yeah. Oh, you trading Achan and Andrews for Browers and yeah, do that. I would do that. I would do that. I mean, Chuba Hubbard gonna give you some points. Once they get shit together over there. But I also like Brock Bowers. I think he a good pickup. I was gonna draft him myself. Jeff said you should see me trying to type on my TV. I got you playing on YouTube on my Roku, so bear with me tonight. Mike Brown on the television. On me, I'm on your TV screen. You know what I mean? Leo said, "Yeah, I'm trading. Yeah, I'm trading. I like that trade, Leo. I would go through with it. I had misread what you said, but I like that trade. I would go through with that trade, Leo. We about to go over our fantasy league here shortly too. Jeff said that's a good trade on your part, Leo. He liked that. But yeah, so my sorry ass Falcons, we lost. I mean, it was a good game. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good game all the way down till my young ho missed the fucking field goal, man. My young ho, he do it to me every year, and it's funny because as soon as he walked out there, I knew he was gonna miss that field goal. I had a feeling, but overall, and good highlights, our offense stalled out a little bit. But Michael Penix looked good. He was about 50%, I would say. He was 27 of 42, 229. Uh, he had one touchdown. His QBR was 83.7. Let's see. Bijan Robinson had 12 carries for 24 yards. Uh, I would say no touchdowns. I would say if anything, our offense he did have a touchdown. I'm sorry. What the hell kind of stats they got right here? Oh, them his receiving yards. I'm tripping. So he did have a receiving touchdown, but no rushing touchdown. Tyler Algier also had 10 carries for 24 yards and no touchdown. So we need to get our rushing game going, if you ask me. Um, Something got to happen because we should have won this game. I'm not going to lie to you. Baker Mayfield was 17 to 32. He had 3 touchdowns. His QBR was 86.9. He had 5 carries for 39 yards. Bucky Urban had 14 carries for 37 yards. So they ain't even really run the ball. But I know the highlight of everybody day in Tampa was the rookie Emeka Egbuka. He had only 4 catches and he had 4 touchdowns for 67. I mean, 2 touchdowns for 67 yards. 6 targets, he caught 4 of them. Got 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans had 8 targets. He had 5 receptions, 51 yards. So I mean, They had a good game, man. I can't be mad at them. But fuck the Buccaneers, man. Next, we had the Bengals at the Browns. It was actually a tougher game than I thought it was going to be. I thought the Bengals was going to whoop on them people, but they actually seemed to have some trouble. They actually seem to have some trouble with them, if you ask me. I know I seen one play. I didn't really get to watch this game, but I seen one play where Myles Garrett pretty much had a free run at Joe Burrow, almost knocked his motherfucking helmet off. But Joe Burrow was 14 to 23, 133 yards, had a touchdown. His QBR was 51.4. That's kind of terrible. Chase Brown had 21 carries for 43 yards and a TD. T. Higgins had 3 for 33, no touchdown. Noah Fant had 4 for 26, 1 touchdown. Jamar Chase only had 2. He had 5 targets, 2 receptions for 26 yards. They had a rough day. So the Browns, Joe Flacco went 31 of 45, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. His QBR was 32.7. Terrible. Dylan Sampson had 12 carries for 29 yards, no touchdowns. One running back, Raheem Sanders, had 3 carries for 3 yards and a touchdown. Jerry Judy had 5 receptions for 66 yards, no TD. Only person who scored was Cedric Tillman. He had 5 for 52 and a touchdown. So, I mean, Isaiah Bond had 1 reception, 1 target for 5 yards. So, I mean, it was a pretty tough game. Next up, we had the Colts beat the Dolphins. This is my first time seeing the score. I heard about the game. I did not realize they beat them 33-8. They beat the hell out the Dolphins, bro. Like, that is crazy. And they let Daniel Jones look like he was a Hall of Fame quarterback out there. I wouldn't have seen this score coming, but I mean, the Dolphins got all types of shit going on over there. They need to figure out, like, it's no chemistry. Everybody said Tua had a concussion already because he hit his head off the ground. I didn't get to see the game, so I didn't see like how he looked or anything like that. But 33-8, week 1 is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Tua was 41. Oh, it was 14 to 23, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. QBR was 2.7. I don't know if that's even accurate. Zach Wilson got in the game. Jeff, that's our boy, Zach Wilson. I didn't even know he was down there. Jeff said the Dolphins look lost on Sunday. Like, literally looked like they 33-8. They ain't even practiced. Achane was 7 of 55, no touchdown. Tua had 1 rush. I don't even know why he had a rush. They shouldn't even let Tua come out the pocket. Tyreek was 4 for 40. He had 4 catches. He had 4 catches for 40 yards. Davon Achane had 3 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. Let's see. The Colts, Daniel Jones, they call him Danny Dimes. He was diming shit up. He was 22 of 29, 1 touchdown. His QBR was 87.5. JT, Jonathan Taylor, had 18 carries for 71 yards, no touchdown. DJ Giddens, he had 12 carries for 41 yards, no touchdown. Daniel Jones had 7 carries for 26 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns? Rushing touchdowns? Daniel Jones' ass was balling this week. I might have to go back and watch that tape. Receiving, Michael Pittman had 6 for 80 yards and a touchdown. And that's really pretty much it. Shout out to Mo Alley Cox from VCU. If anybody know Mo Alley Cox, the tight end for the Indianapolis Colts. He played for VCU, which is my hometown college, Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond, Virginia. He was the starting center, and now he's the tight end for the Colts. So the man transitioned from basketball straight to the NFL, which is crazy. So yeah, that's that. Next up, we got the Raiders and the Patriots. I didn't get to see this one either, but the Raiders beat the Patriots 20-13. Geno Smith passes for 362 yards. People be sleeping on Geno Smith, man. Geno a good quarterback. He was 24-34, 362 yards and a touchdown. That's a good day. Rookie in his first start, Ashton Genty, he was had 19 carries for 38 yards and a touchdown. That's not a bad first day, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Geno had a pick also, and his QBR was 62.8. Brock Bowers had 5 receptions. He had 8 targets and only caught 5 of them. He need to do a little bit better than that. I don't know if it was missed throws or what, but 5 catches and 103 yards. So imagine if he had caught all 8 of those. He had 200-some yards and at least a tud. He didn't get a tud. Jacoby Myers had 8 receptions for 97 yards. Trey Tucker had 2 receptions for 54 yards and a touchdown. And that's pretty much it. Michael Mayer had 4 receptions for 38 yards. So, I mean, it was a decent game. I like Geno. I think Geno gonna ball out there. He got his head coach with him. Next up, we had the Cardinals versus the sorry ass Saints. Glad they bitch ass lost. Cardinals beat them 20-13. Kyler Murray throws 2 touchdown passes to help the Cardinals hold on to the 20-13 lead. And Saints coach Moore's debut. The Saints, they don't really know what the hell they got going on down there. But shout out to my boy Spencer Rattler, yo. I've been watching Spencer Rattler since he was in high school, pretty much. So I'm glad to see him get a chance in the NFL. But 27-46 is terrible, son. I need you to do a little bit better than that. I mean, I'm sure it ain't all on you, but he had 214 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He got sacked 1 time. His QBR was 49.7. Alvin Kamara had 11 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. And really no receiver. I mean, Jawan Johnson had 8 for 76, no tud. Chris Olave had 7 for 54, no tud. Rashid Shaheed had 6 for 33, no tud. Brandon Cooks had 3 for 26, no tud. So yeah, that was pretty much it. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray was 21-29, had 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. His QBR was 50.9. Trey Benson had 8 carries for 69 yards, no tud. James Conner had 12 carries for 39 yards, no tud. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 5 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown. Trey McBride went for 6 and 61, no touchdown. James Conner had 4 catches for 5 yards and 1 touchdown. That man had 4 catches for 5 yards. God, dog, he was working hard out that bitch. 4 catches for 5 yards. That's crazy. He got a tud though. But next up, we had Aaron Rodgers debut as a Steeler. Jalen Ramsey debut as a Steeler. I didn't get to watch this game either, but I seen the highlights. Them boys was balling. Jeff said Tyreek screaming as usual. Watch them send Tyreek back to the Chiefs. They need to send his ass somewhere. I've seen a crazy stat today that said Tyreek he hasn't had over 30-yard reception in a year since this time last year. So that means he had a catch that was over 30 yards in a year. They played 18 games last year. So, I mean, crazy. Man, they got some work to do out there in Miami. The Steelers, though, Aaron Rodgers throws for 4 touchdowns in his Steelers debut. He led them 34-32 victory, and they came back. Um, from what I heard, this game was pretty good. I seen highlights of it. I mean, Jalen Ramsey almost goddamn knocked Garrett. What's his name? Garrett Wilson almost knocked his motherfucking helmet off at the end of the game. Boy, that boy looked like he still got it. I ain't gonna hold to you, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Aaron Rodgers was 22 of 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. His QBR was 62.6. Um, let's see. Jalen Warren rushing. He had 11 carries for 37 yards, no touchdown. Kendall Gainwell, 7 carries, 19 yards, no touchdown. Receiving. DK Metcalf had 4 for 83, no touch. Calvin Austin III had 4 receptions for 70 yards and a touchdown. Fryermuth had 3 for 28, no touch. Skronik had 1 for 22 and a touchdown. Jalen Warren had 2 for 22 and a touchdown. Jonnu Smith had 5 for 15 and a touchdown. So, yeah, he was touching them up for sure. He was giving them receivers some balls. No diddy. So, yeah, that's pretty much that on them. The Jets, shout out to Justin Fields. He went 16 to 22, 218 yards, 1 touchdown. He got sacked 1 time. His QBR was 79.4. Brees Hall was 19 of 19. Well, he had 19 carries for 107 yards, no touchdown. Justin Fields had 12 carries for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns. Braylon Allen had 6 carries for 9 yards and a touchdown. Garrett Wilson had 7 catches for 95 yards and 1 touchdown, and got eliminated on that last catch he had by Jalen Ramsey. Brees Hall had 2 catches for 38. Tyler Johnson had 2 catches for 31. And that's pretty much it. Ain't nobody else do nothing. So that was a decent little game. It was close. You had the Giants and the Commanders. Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. Everybody calling for Russell Wilson job after 1 game. Everybody calling for Wilson job after 1 game. I'm like, damn, get a man a chance, son. It's 1 game with the Giants. So Samuel scores in Washington debut. Debo had a good game. And the Commanders stifled the Giants 21-6. Jaden Daniels, he was 19 of 30. He had 233 yards. He had a touchdown. He got sacked 3 times. QBR was 54.9. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. That man got a name on him. He had 10 carries for 82 yards and a touch. Jaden Daniels had 11 carries for 68, no touchdown. Debo had 7 receptions on 10 targets, 77 yards. He had a touchdown. Oh, they counted it as a rushing touchdown. Okay. So that he had 1 rushing touchdown, but it was a touchdown, whatever. Chris Moore went 1 for 34. Austin Eckler went 3 for 31. Scary Terry went 2 for 27. He's still trying to work his way back in. Zach Ertz went 3 for 26 and a touchdown. Shout out to Zach Ertz. He's still balling, ain't he? That man got to be at almost 50. And then shout out to Jalen Lane, Virginia Tech alumni. He had 1 catch for 11 yards. He got in the game, though. That's all that matters. He got in the game. Next up, we had the Panthers and the Jaguars. Travis Hunter's debut, rookie debut. I didn't get to see this one either. But the Jaguars beat the Panthers 26-10. Lawrence and ETN deliver as the Jaguars open a new regime with the 26-10 victory over the Panthers. Trevor Lawrence had a good game, a decent game. Not really, actually, if you want to be honest. He was 19 of 31, had 178, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. His QBR was 68.8. Trevor Etienne had 16 carries for 143 yards, no touchdown. That's a lot of yards, no touchdown, my boy. Trevor Lawrence had 4 carries for 12 yards. Tank Bisbee had 5 for 12. Shout out to another Virginia Tech alumni, my boy Bashal Tootin, uh, out of Virginia Tech. He had 3 carries for 11 yards. I think Bashal Tootin might be starting soon. Not gonna lie to you. But that was pretty much it for the rushing game. Brandon Strange had four receptions for 54 yards. De'Ami Brown had 3 for 52. Travis Hunter in his rookie debut, he had 6 catches for 33 yards. And then I believe he got like 6 snaps on defense, and he had 1 tackle. Yep, he got 1 tackle. They just say he got a tackle. I don't know if it was a solo tackle or a gang tackle, but he got a tackle. On the Panthers side, Bryce Young was 13 to 35, 154 yards. He had 1 touchdown, threw 2 picks, got sacked, and his QBR was 20. Keep it up. Keep it up, Bryce. They already benched your ass one time. You got to get it together out there, boy. I got faith in you this year. Chuba Hubbard had 16 carries. What's my man name? That was just saying that. Leo. Yeah, Leo. We about to talk about Chuba Hubbard right now. Chuba Hubbard has 16 for 57, no touchdown. But I think if they keep Bryce Young keep playing like that, they're gonna be feeding him the ball a whole lot more. Rico Dowdell had 3 for 12, and Trevor Etienne had 1 for 4. The rookie Tedaro McMillan had 5 for 68 on 9 targets. I need him to do much better than that. He's also my starting wide receiver in my fantasy league, so that's why I'm saying that. Chuba Hubbard had 3 receptions for 32 yards. Let's see. Jatavion Sanders had 2 catches for 27 yards. Hunter Renfro had 2 for 11. Xavier Legette had 3 for 10 on 7 receptions. I need him to do better than that too, as he's also a starting wide receiver on my fantasy team, which we'll talk about in a little while. And that's pretty much it for that. So that was pretty much damn near a blowout game. I ain't gonna lie to you. Next up, we had the Titans and the Broncos. There was Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick, his rookie debut. Didn't go well for him as they lost 20-12 to the Broncos. The Broncos kind of spoiled Cam Ward's debut, but it's all good. He got a bunch more games to go. He was 12 for 28, 122 yards, and running for his life. He had 6 sacks for 50 yards. His QBR was 7.3. Like, they got to work on that offensive line out there in Tennessee. That is absolutely ridiculous. The man that got sacked how many times? Like, that is crazy, G. 6 sacks. The offensive line was just watching him get hit. Sorry, give me 1 second. It was literally a play I think I seen when his lineman was like actually watching him get sacked. That shit was crazy. G. I ain't gonna lie to you. But sorry, I'm trying to do multiple things at one time. Again, 1 second. Okay, Tony Pollard was their running back in rushing. He had 18 carries for 60 yards, no touchdown. He also had 1 reception for 29 yards. Calvin Ridley had a lot of drops, and he was 4 for 27. I don't even know how to say bro name. Number 85. He had 3 catches for 19 yards. That's pretty much it. Gunnar Helm had 1 for 16. Nobody really did nothing. Tyler Lockett had 1 target. I'm glad I didn't draft him. Cam Ward had a fumble too. So. Bo Nix went 25 for 40. I had 176 yards, one touchdown, two picks. He got sacked. His QBR was 19.2. So the quarterbacks had a rough day in this game here. It was just a rough day out there. RJ Harvey had 6 carries for 70 yards. J.K. Dobbins had 16 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. Bo Nix had 8 carries for 18 yards. Cortland Sutton had 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. And Troy Franklin did 4 for 44. Evan Ingram had 3 for 21, but ain't nobody else really do nothing. And that's that game right there. Next up, we had the 49ers versus the Seahawks. Old school game. Everybody loved 49ers Seahawks, kind of a rivalry game. 49ers beat them. 49ers beat them 17-13. I think Brock Purdy had hurt his shoulder or something in this job. I might be wrong. I thought I had seen that Brock Purdy had hurt himself. I don't know, but Brock Purdy was 26 of 35, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Got sacked one time. His QBR was 80.3. C-Mac actually played. He had 22 carries for 69 yards, no touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr. nine carries for 33 yards, no touchdowns. Ricky Pearsall had 4 for 108, no touchdown. C-Mac had 9 for 73, no touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk 2 for 32, no tud. George Kittle had 4 for 25 and a touchdown, but we heard the terrible news that he's going to miss a few weeks due to an injury. I can't remember exactly what got hurt, but he hurt something. Jawan Jennings had 2 for 16. That was pretty much it. Seahawks side, Sam Darnold was 16 of 23, 150 in the yardage, no touchdowns, no picks, got sacked one time. QBR was 56.0. Zach Charbonnet had 12 for 47 in the tud. I needed that in fantasy. Kenneth Walker III had 10 for 20 and no touchdown. Somebody told me Kenneth Walker was going to get more touches, and they was trying to tell me that Zach Charbonnet wasn't basically the starting running back in Seattle. But that's neither here nor there. He got more carries than Kenneth Walker. He the starting running back. And he got a touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigma had 9 for 124, no tud. Cooper Kupp had 2 for 15, no tud. And that was pretty much it. So that was a decent game there. Next up, you had the Lions and the Packers. You had the Micah Parsons debut in that green and yellow. They beat the hell out of the Lions, 27-13. The Lions got some shit to work on. I think losing Aaron Glenn as a coordinator, and then they had Ben something is his name. He's now the coordinator for the Bears, or the coach for the Bears, something like that. But they lost both of the coordinators, offensive and defensive. I think that might hurt them a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But they lost to the Packers 27-13. Jared Goff was 31 to 39, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He had 225 yards, sacked 4 times. QBR was 52.8. David Montgomery had 11 carries for 25 yards, no tud. Jahmyr Gibbs was 9 for 19, no tud. Sam Laporta had 7 catches for 79 yards, no tud. Amon Ra, 4 for 45, no tud. Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 receptions for 31 yards, no tud. That man was working entirely too hard. The man had 10 targets, 10 catches, and only got 31 yards. Jesus Christ. Jordan Love on the other side was 16 of 22, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, 92.1 QBR. Josh Jacobs, my starting running back, had 19 carries for 66 yards and a tud. Romeo Doubs had 2 catches, 68 yards, no tud. Jalen Reed had 3 catches, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. Davion Wicks had 2 for 30, no tud. Tucker Kraft had 2 for 16 and a touchdown. Matthew Golden had 2 for 16 and no touchdown. And that was pretty much it in that game. So that was a decent little game there. Shout out to Michael Parsons. What did Michael Parsons do? I normally don't do defense, but Michael Parsons had one tackle, one solo tackle, and that one solo tackle was a sack tackle for loss. So he got one tackle, it was a sack. And I'm sure he was disruptive back there. So next up, we had the Texans and the Rams. Stafford topped 6,000 passing yards. Defense stands strong as the Rams hold off the Texans 14-9. Um, I didn't see this game at all either. Couldn't tell you what the Houston Texans need. C.J. Stroud was 19-27, 188 yards, one interception. He got sacked 3 times. QBR was 43.2. Nick Chubb had 13 carries for 60 yards. C.J. Stroud had 5 for 32. Jalen Higgins had 2 receptions for 32 yards. Xavier Hutchins had 2 receptions for 30 yards, and then nobody really did anything. Nico Collins had 3 for 25. That's it. Ain't nobody have more than 32 yards on their receiving core, so that was a rough day for them. Yeah, it was a rough day for them. But the Rams, Matthew Stafford was 21-29, 245 yards, a touchdown, 3 sacks, and his QBR was 62%. Kyron Williams had 18 carries for 66 yards and a tud. Puka Nacua had 10 catches for 130 yards. Working hard. Devontae Adams had 4 for 51. I didn't even know Devontae Adams was in Los Angeles. I heard that. But yeah, that was pretty much it on that game. Then we had our Sunday night game. It was pretty much a recap of the playoff game we had last year between the Bills and the Ravens. Came down to the wire, and the Bills pulled it out 41-40. Josh Allen rallies the Bills for 16 points in the last 4 minutes to stun the Ravens 41-40 in primetime thriller. I fell asleep on this game. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I seen most of it though. It was a good game, man. Lamar Jackson was 14-19, 209, 2 tuds. He got sacked twice, but his QBR was 94%. Rushing, Derrick Henry had 18 for 196, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble at the worst time. Lamar Jackson had 6 for 70 yards and a touchdown. Zay Flowers had 2 for 88. Zay Flowers also had 7 receptions for 143 yards and 1 touchdown. The dumbest thing I ever did in fantasy football was trade Zay Flowers. If I had kept Zay Flowers this weekend, I probably would have won my fantasy game. Yeah, but I can't be mad. My homeboy made it right for me, so we made it right. Zay Flowers had him a day. DeAndre Hopkins had 2 for 35 and a touchdown. And I got to give the person who told me that Charbonnet wasn't going to get more touches. That person told me that Zay Flowers was still going to get his yards and his touches, even with DeAndre Hopkins there. And I told that person no, he wasn't. That person was right. So he was right this time. I'll give him that. I'll give you that. But yeah, that's pretty much for Baltimore. On the other side, the reigning MVP, Josh Allen. He went 33 of 46. He had 394 yards, almost 400 yards himself. He had 2 touchdowns, no picks. He got sacked 1 time. QBR was 78.7. The money man, James Cook, just signed that contract. He had 13 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. I'm not gonna get on them about that. I mean, they was pretty much throwing the ball the whole game. They had 46 motherfucking they have 46 pass attempts and 31 rushing attempts, and 14 of the 31 rushing attempts was Josh Allen. So really, they only got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rushing attempts, and Josh Allen got everything else. So I ain't gonna be too mad at him about that. Receiving wise, my new wide receiver, Keon Coleman, 8 receptions on 11 targets, 112 yards and a touchdown. Khalil Shakir had 6 for 64, no tud. Josh Palmer had 5 for 61, no tud. James Cook had 5 for 58, no tud. Dalton Kincaid had 4 for 48 and a touchdown. That's pretty much it. Jackson Halls had 1 for 29. Dawson Knox had 2 for 20. Dawson Knox done fell off. He was like the top receiver out there at one point. And they had Gabe Davis. And then we had our Monday night game last night. Shout out to JJ McCarthy, folks. He showed me a lot in that game. Not last night, I'm sorry, it's Wednesday. That game Tuesday night showed me a lot. He balled out. He mastered the comeback for JJ McCarthy, leads to the comeback. And basically his NFL debut. I know he's not really a rookie, but last year he got hurt and he was out for the whole season. So this is his first NFL game. He led his team to a comeback victory. You couldn't ask for more from a rookie quarterback. He was 13 of 20, had 143 yards. He had 2 tugs. He did have a pick. He had 3 sacks, and his QBR was 52.6, but not a bad day for your first game, man. And after he threw that pick, he threw a pick 6. I thought they was gonna get their ass beat. I thought the game was over with after that. But shout out to them boys in Minnesota, man. They rallied back. Jordan Mason had 15 carries for 68 yards and a no tud. JJ McCarthy had 2 for 25 and a rushing touchdown. That's pretty much all they did in the rest game. Aaron Jones had 8 for 23. Aaron Jones had 3 for 44 as well and a touchdown receiving wise. Justin Jefferson had 7 targets, 4 receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Naylor, 1 for 28. TJ Hawkinson had 3 for 15, and then that was pretty much it. Shout out to everyone. Caleb Williams. Sorry, I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I think he's trash. I ain't gonna. But he didn't have a terrible game. I just think they didn't execute towards the end. But he was 21 of 35, 210 yards, a touchdown. He got sacked twice. QBR was 63.8. He also had 6 rushes for 58 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift was toting that motherfucker, but he had 17 for 53, no touchdown. He was running hard as shit. DJ Moore had 3 for 68. Omalad, shout out to Omalad. He was for my Falcons. 4 for 42. Rome Odunze had 6 for 37 and a touchdown. Cole Kmet had 1 for 31, no touchdown. My starting tight end had 2 great catches for 12 yards, and that's all he fucking did all day. Trash. Shout out to Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker, number 49. That's also a Virginia Tech alumni. Shout out to Grady Jarrett, man. I hated to see you in another team's uniform this weekend, man, but I know you gotta make that bag. I ain't mad at you, man. We needed to get you out of Atlanta. Shout out to Grady Jarrett, man. I normally don't highlight people, but he had 3 tackles, 1 solo this weekend. So shout out to Grady Jarrett, man. I'm glad you're still getting a check, but I hate to see you in another uniform. And that's pretty much our recap for week 1 of NFL football. It was a good week. Everybody was happy to have football back. Well, NFL football back. We had college football back. We was happy to have NFL football back. So coming up next week, we got I'm gonna put you back and so damn right now. Next up, we're gonna do NFL Week 2 preview. See what games we got coming up. So Thursday night, we got the Commanders at the Packers. That should be a good game. I ain't gonna lie to you. They both want to know. I'm sure Jaden Daniels gonna try to ball out. I hope he do ball out. That's my starting quarterback. I'm sure with another week in the playbook and the system that Oh, Michael Parsons is gonna have a good defensive game. The defense gonna be rolling. I need Xavier McKinney to have a good game because he's gonna start in DP. But it seems like we're gonna have us a good Thursday night game. Sunday at 1 o'clock, we got the Jaguars and the Bengals. I kind of love how at the beginning of the season they have like a Thursday night, a Friday night, some Saturday. I love that. They need to do that every fucking week. But Sunday at 1, we got Jaguars and Bengals. Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see what that game is about. I'm not really sure anybody probably gonna watch that game. But it's in Ohio. And also at 1 o'clock, all the 1 o'clock state games is going on. The Giants and the Cowboys, another divisional game. They got just division game after division game back to back. That should be a good game. I got the Cowboys probably winning that. We'll see though. Then you got another rivalry game, the Bears and the Lions at 1 o'clock. You got the Rams and the Titans at 1 o'clock. Patriots and Dolphins at 1 o'clock. And somebody got to win the game in this one. Everybody going to win. So we'll see. 49ers Saints at 1 o'clock. I hope the 49ers get the hell out of them. Bills and the Jets at 1 o'clock. Saints and the Steelers. Seahawks and the Steelers at 1 o'clock. Browns and the Ravens 1 o'clock. Then we get to our 4:05 slate. You got the Broncos and the Colts. You got the Panthers and the Cardinals. And you got the 4:25 game. It's the Eagles and the Chiefs. This is probably gonna be the game that's gonna be on TV. It's on Fox, so it's probably gonna be on TV. So that should be a good game. That should be a good game for sure. That was a rematch of the Super Bowl. You got Jalen Hurts versus Patty, my homeboy. So we're gonna see. And to be honest, bro, like if the Chiefs start out the season 0-2, that'll probably be the first time in shit, how long? It's been a minute. First time in a while since they actually lost their first two games. I don't think they ever started 0-2 underneath coach. So old Big Red, Andy Reid. So we'll see. This is going to be a pivotal game for the Chiefs season right here. They'll have Jordan back from suspension because they said they only found him like a couple $1,000, and they say he served his 1 game suspension. So the defensive tackle will be back for the Eagles. I cannot think of his name right now. Jordan something. But yeah, he'll be back. And then you got the nightcap. Them boys. We got JJ McCarthy and them. We going out to Minnesota. You got 8:20 on NBC, Falcons versus the Vikings in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm expecting big things from my team. This is a game we must have. We cannot fucking lose this game. If y'all wanted an easy game, you should have won last week at home. Now we gotta go on the road, prime time. I'm not taking anything less than a fucking victory. Like I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of all that. Oh, Young Ho. If Young Ho can't make it, I know we signed a kicker today or yesterday. So put the new kicker in. I'm tired of Young Ho missing these field goals, bro. But Michael Penix gonna ball out. We're gonna get Bijan going. He gonna have a good game. We're gonna get the other running back going. He gonna have a good game. And it's gonna be all right. We're gonna beat Minnesota. I predict we beat Minnesota. I'm gonna say we're gonna beat 20-17. 24. I'm gonna say 20-17. 21-17. We're gonna beat them. Because our defense gonna hunt JJ McCarthy. And my defensive coordinator, George Albright, something like that. Olbrick. He's a veteran DC going up against a rookie quarterback pretty much, so he should be able to disguise some things and have him looking crazy. Show him some defensive schemes that he ain't never seen before. So I think we should get this victory Sunday night. I'm excited. We prime time. It's been a while since the Falcons had prime time games on their schedule, and we got 4 of them. So this is just one of the beginning. And it's awesome because if you don't know, I work a morning job, so I don't get off till like 3 o'clock. So I actually get to fucking see my team play. I get to sit down, relax. I can watch them play instead of trying to watch it on my phone while I'm working. So. And then we got Monday night game. Oh, we got a double header on Monday night. Holy fucking holy, dude. Now this is what I'm talking about. On Monday night, we got 2 games. One start at 7. You got the Bucks and the Texans. I hope the Texans beat the hell out of the Buccaneers. I hope they beat them by 40. I need what's my man name? CJ Stroud. I need my man CJ Stroud to ball out. I need y'all to get a win, man. I need because we screwed the pooch and lost to him, so now we need them to win. Need y'all to handle business for us. But the Bucks and the Texans, CJ Stroud versus Baker Mayfield, 7 p.m. ABC and ESPN. That game down in Houston, and then at 10 o'clock we got the nightcap. Shout out to Uncle Ocho. We got nightcap at 10 p.m. ESPN. We got the Chargers and the Raiders. That's gonna be a good ass game. You got Geno versus Justin Herbert, Harbaugh versus Pete Carroll. That's gonna be a good game there. So I'm watching both of those. That's good. That's a nice one. I don't think. I mean, maybe they have the double headers before on Monday, but I ain't never seen it like that. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's your recap for NFL Week 1 and your preview for NFL Week 2. It was a good week. I was just glad to have some football back, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Happy as hell to have football back. But next up, we're gonna go over college football. It was a great week of college football. I know somebody in here ain't gonna want to really talk about college football, but it's okay, bro. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna talk about your team too. So I'm just going over the top 25 scores for those of y'all who don't know that. I don't go over every single school, but we're gonna go over the top 25. So number 1, Ohio State. We also gonna go over the rankings as well for this week. But on Saturday we had number 1 Ohio State playing a fucking Division 2 school. Division 3 maybe. Grambling is a HBCU. It might be Division 1. I'm not sure, but they played Grambling University, beat them 70-0. It's not even fair. That's one of them games where these schools at the beginning of the year they pay these small schools to come there and just get beat to hell. So they beat them 70-0. I can't even be mad because they started off the season playing the number 1 team in the country and beat them, so they could have a soft touch the next week. And they beat them the right way, 70-0. When you got Grambling coming into motherfucking Ohio State, you don't beat them 21-17. Beat them 70-0, and that's how they did it. Shout out to Ohio State, number 2 team in the country, Penn State. They played Florida International, beat them 34-0. They ain't play with them. Looks like the Penn State quarterback, he threw for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was 19-33, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, and then Katron Allen was 16 of 40. He had 16 carries and 144 yards, 1 touchdown. I was just watching. Speaking of Katron Allen, if you have never watched on Netflix the documentary about BS High, it's a high school. It was called Bishop Sycamore, and it was basically a fake high school. They played against IMG Academy from Orlando, Florida. If you don't know about IMG Academy, they basically have all top recruits that go there from all over the country, and they just all play on one team in high school and beat people to death. Well, this dude wanted to make up a high school team full of kids that had already pretty much graduated high school. They was all like 19, 20 years old, 18. They was already out of school. He told them it was a prep school and everything. Had them they wasn't going to class or nothing. It was like a bullshit school. But they ended up playing Katron Island when he was in at IMG. They beat him like 58-0, and then that ended up bringing up questions about the school, and they ended up it was a whole situation. It was basically a scam. But anyway, Katron Island name just made me think about that documentary because I watched that game the other day, the whole game, and he was fucking running them boys. I'm talking about grown men. He was only like 17, running their ass over. Shout out to them though. They beat Florida International 34-0. LSU, number 3 team in the country. They are 2-0. They beat Louisiana Tech. Woohoo! They beat them 23-7. Garrett Nussmeyer was 26-41, 237 in the TUD. The running back was 6 for 56, and yeah, so pretty much they beat the hell out of them. Louisiana Tech shouldn't even score a touchdown. I'll be honest. Number 4 team in the country played Austin P. They beat them 28-6. Yeah. Gunnar Stockton was 26-37, 200. I'm sorry, 26-34, 227 yards. The running back was 14 for 69, 2 tuds. Next game we had Miami versus Bethune-Cookman. Another shellacking. 45-3. Miami beat the hell out of them. I think they play every year though. Don't you do it? It didn't. Go back. My bad, y'all. Come on, man. Doing too much, man. I barely touched the jump. Alright, let me get it right. My bad. That jump tweaking, Slim. I ain't gonna hold you. Alright, we back. So Oregon beat Oklahoma State 69-3, beat the hell out of them. Looked like their quarterback had a good day. He was 16-21, 266, 3 tuds. So yeah, they beat them handily. Number 17, formerly the number 1 team in the country, Texas Tech. They beat San Jose State 38-7. Archie Manning had a better game. He was 19-30. He had 239, 298. Sorry, I can't read. He had 295 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. So it looks like he had a little bit better week this week, but they ain't played nobody. Number 8 team in the country played Troy, Clemson. They played Troy 27-16. South Carolina played South Carolina State. Beat them 38-10. Lenore Sellers was 11-19, 128 in the TUD. Illinois beat Duke, which is crazy. 45-19. Illinois must be the shit, man. They they're the number 19 team in the country. I mean, number 11 team in the country. So they doing something right. The number 12 team in the country was upset by.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Emily. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Not sure what's going on right now. Everything is not working. I had everything set up, ready to go.
4 seconds to go. Game's on the line here. (31-28) Georgia. Dobbs out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Dobbs drops back. Looks. Loads up. Fires long for the end.
Anyway, college football was good. Not sure what the hell was going on there. Sorry, y'all. I'm dealing with some of this shit going on right now. I'm gonna do the E6 this joint because he's messing everything up. Shout out to the people that was on Instagram. We appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll fix it next time. Make sure y'all can stay. I didn't know you can only stream on Instagram for 1 hour. So I just found that out. So yeah. I'm trying to do a show here, but nothing's working, so I'm just gonna go with the flow.
4 seconds to go.
I clicked on something right there. But anyway, I'll just read them off to y'all right quick. Give me a second. I'll read college football off to y'all. I'll do better next week. For some reason, the shit, I clicked something and it started going crazy. Oregon beat Oregon State 69-3. I went over that. Illinois, Mississippi State beat them 24-20. I bet you Jeff had something to do with what just happened to my computer because the next game I was about to talk about was another upset down there in Gainesville. And I had told them, like, I told a lot of Florida fans, like, watch out because South Florida is like legit. They beat what's the name the week before? They beat Boise State. So they beat two ranked teams back to back, but South Florida beat Florida, which was the number 13 ranked team in the country. They beat them 18-16. Florida State beat East Texas A&M 77-3. Oklahoma played Michigan 18 versus 15, and it was 24-13. Iowa State beat Iowa 16-13. The number 17 team in the country, SMU, lost in double overtime to Baylor 48-45. Texas A&M beat Utah State 44-22. Ole Miss beat Kentucky 30-23. Alabama, number 21 team in the country, beat UNL Monroe 73-0. Tennessee beat TSU. I'm guessing that's East Tennessee State University. I don't know. They beat them 72-17. Indiana beat Kennesaw State 56-9. Texas Tech beat Kent State 62-14. The number 25 team in the country. Utah beat Cal Poly 63-9. And that is your scores for week 1. Sorry for all the technical difficulties. Week 3, college football Friday. We got Indiana versus Indiana State. They the number Indiana is the number 22 team in the country. Then you got Oregon, Northwestern, Clemson, Georgia Tech. You got Oklahoma, Temple. You got Wisconsin, Alabama. You got Michigan versus Central Michigan. Auburn versus South Alabama. Penn State play Villanova. We got an actual ranked game. You got the number 16 Georgia versus number 15 team Tennessee. So that should be a good game. That'll probably be what I watch. Besides my Virginia Tech game. You got Oregon State versus Texas Tech, Iowa State versus Arkansas State. You got Louisiana versus Missouri. You got Texas versus UTEP. You got another ranked game. South Florida is number 18 team in the country versus Miami, number 5 team in the country. Number 1 team in the country. Ohio State plays Ohio. Then you got Illinois versus Western Michigan. Ole Miss versus Arkansas. LSU versus Florida. So Florida about to lose another game. God, dog it on. Damn, Florida. What's going on? Then you got so all the night games pretty much ranked games. You got number 8 Notre Dame versus number 16 Texas A&M at 7:30. You got 7:45. You got Vandy versus South Carolina, and then the late game is Utah versus Wyoming, and that's gonna round out your week 3 college football games in the top 20. That's all I'm doing in the top 25. And that's that. So let's switch over to fantasy footballers. League 1. Week 1 recap. Let me make sure I got everything set up. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right. All right, up next we got our Fantasy Footballer League recap. Oh my fucking it's not what I want to do. Let's see. All right. So week 1 for Fantasy Footballers League. My Southside Falcons took the L. We lost to unknown, whoever the fuck that is. I lost to Tony actually. I lost to him 194 to 146. Team Jerf with the big victory. He beat Damien. If y'all don't know, that's D that used to be a part of the podcast, or he still is, but he just don't come on no more. He beat him 179 to 146. Queen B lost to my wife. Shit Bay. Rookie Rattlers beat Queen B 224 to 178. So the whole Bloodsaw family lost this weekend. That's always a good thing. Noel All Day beat Sage Modesto. Modesto. I don't know how his name is. He beat him 220 to 137. King Smiley lost this week. He lost to Wasteland Warriors 181 to 140. Grave Diggers beat 468 Warriors 177 to 151. Terroristic Tony beat Blitz and Bling 183 to 169. 86 Everything beat the Losers, and their name is fitting. 191 to 160. Con Conspires beat Joe Boy 206 to 187. Sean Superb Team beat Shy Exclusive 148 to 123. And that was week 1 of our Fantasy Footballers League. Current rankings. My wife is number 1. Shout out to Bay. She number 1 in the league. Number 2 is Noel All Day. Number 3 is Conspiracies. I don't know how you say his name. Number 4 is Tony Unknown. Colonel Banning, Scott Marshall. Number 5 is 86 Everything. Number 6 is Terroristic Tony. Number 7 is Wasteland Warriors. Number 8 is Team Jerf. Number 9 is Grave Diggers is back. Number 10 is Sean's Superb Team, however you want to say that. 11 is Joe Boy. 12 is Queen Bee. 13 is Blitz and Bling. 14 is The Losers. 15 is 468 Warriors. 16 is The Black Order. Number 17 is my sorry ass team down here is 17. 18 is Smiley. Mod, us, whatever, is 19. And to round out the 20 teams is Shy exclusive. So yeah, all of us down here at the bottom got some work to do. I'm pretty confident I can win my matchup this week, which we're about to go over. So I'm not too worried about being at the bottom for too long. Shout out to the waiver wire. So this week I played Sage, Modesto, whoever that is. I'm about to beat them. Queen Bee and her husband play each other. So it's an in-house battle this week. Team Jerf plays Corey, Noel all day. Rookie Rattlers plays King Smiley. Shout out to Bay. She gonna beat King Smiley. Wasteland Warriors plays Grave Diggers. Unknown Terrorist. Tony or Scott Marshall or Crone Banning plays Terroristic Tony. Uh, 468 Warriors plays The Losers. Blitz and Blank plays Conspiracies. 86 Everything plays Sean's Super Beat Team. And Joe Boy plays Shy Exclusive. That's a recap of our fantasy football league. And a preview of week 2. And next up we're gonna go over some interviews. It's a new segment that I got coming out on the show, where I listen to coaches interviews and kind of react to them, what they got to say. Well, yeah, I'll start out with my teams, and if you want to hear your coach's press conference after the game or during the week, you let me know, and I'll find those interviews and we'll listen to them. So, starting off first, we're gonna go with Coach Brent Pye. He is the coach of Virginia Tech. Yeah, he about to say some bullshit, but we gonna listen to it because he's my coach. I'm gonna turn my music down right quick. We're gonna listen to these interviews and then we'll react to them.
Felt good about it. We were beating blocks, we were tackling well, and about how we played in the first half, the good things we were doing, the drives, the takeaways, converting in the red zone. Felt good about it. We were beating blocks, we were tackling well, and we came out of the locker room and played poorly. Couldn't stop the run, couldn't get off the field defensively. Mostly drives, but also some chunk plays that were obviously hurtful, and we couldn't get anything going offensively. So it compounded each other. You can't. The positive in the first half was you kept Pavia off the field. We were able to drive the ball, which is part of the plan. And you had a 14-play drive and then an 8 or 9-play drive, and we couldn't replicate it in the second half. And, there'll be things to lean into from the first half, and there'll be plenty to correct in the second half. It certainly wasn't very good. We got to get healthy. We got to recover. That's going to be very important this week. Great atmosphere. I can't not thank our fans. It was an unbelievable environment, what you expect in Lane Stadium. Our players certainly fed off of that early, and it was a factor in that first half. So, questions?
With the defense, specifically in the second half, what was Vanderbilt doing that they really got the run game going? What adjustments do you feel like you guys need to make to answer that?
Yeah, they did some trading and shifting that they weren't doing in the first half. Ran some G scheme that they found some success with. I thought the quarterback made a few plays. They got us off balance. Those first two drives, they were able to stay on schedule. They ran the reverse. They ran the option. They just did different things to mix it up, and it kind of jump-started them, to be quite honest. And they got some momentum.
Brent, after giving South Carolina a bit of everything it could handle last week, did you feel something different about the way the team performed, especially in the second half, or did you feel like it was just a short week that, just took its toll?
Yeah, I don't know if, we'll look at it. We felt good about what we did this week. I think the things that we did well are important, and we did them against a good team in Vanderbilt. We got to look at what we did in the second half. And clearly, there's some things there that are very correctable that you can see on the iPads when you come to the sideline, misfits and a little bit of confusion on some of the trades and shifts, particularly when the ball was in the middle of the field.
Coach, Hawkins led all the running backs with just 29 yards tonight. What made it so difficult to get something going on the ground?
Yeah, they're a big group now. They're big and strong. We knew that going into it. I thought we ran the ball well in the first half. I thought Hawkins, I thought Terrion came in, and after being banged up, he showed that, he can help us move the football and can be a good back for us. We got to get Johnny Garrett. Got to get him healthy. Got to get him back. Your left tackle, your number 6 and number 7. Number 6 on the O-line wasn't dressed out. Number 7 was dressed out, but not cleared to play yet. So we got to get healthy on the offensive line.
On that 4th and 1 in the first series in the second half there, was it because of where you were at that decided to punt, or were the line being so beat up at that point?
First possession of ours in the second half. Yeah, we had the lead still at that time. We did discuss it. I don't like going for it in a situation where if you don't get it, it's points. They're basically in field goal range. If we were 10 yards, 12 yards, 15 yards more, I would have gone for it. But I want them to have to at least earn a first down to have a chance to kick a field goal, not just get no yardage and line up and have a shot at one. So, and certainly you don't feel like the second half is going to go like it did. So that was a decision.
You guys ended the first half offensively. You scored the touchdown with Kyron, and then you had that long drive with John's field goal. What was different in the second half with those 3 and outs? You guys were never really able to get a rhythm on that end.
Yeah, we certainly couldn't. We couldn't protect. They were in the backfield. We tried chipping and helping out, our guys that had to fill in and step up. We did some of that. But to be honest, I thought they were on our side of the line of scrimmage, certainly more times than not.
Coach, I know the game wasn't the outcome that everyone wanted, but when you have guys like Harrison who got their first touchdown in their career, and then Quentin who got his first interception in his career, how do you celebrate those small victories? Yeah, we're still going to lean into the positives for sure. Like I said,
there's plays in that first half that not many in the second half, but there's a bunch in that first half that we'll lean into. And those guys are growing and maturing and getting better. I mean, those guys are young players. I'm excited for both of them. Every Sunday, no matter win or lose, we're always going to, do our team positives and make sure everybody understands, a handful of plays in each phase that where the guys did well.
Brent, when you got back to the locker room, what was the message to the team as they were getting dressed up?
We got to find that team that we trotted out there for the first half. That's who we need to be. The team that battled down in Atlanta for 4 quarters. It's there. As coaches and players, we gotta make the corrections from the second half, and there's just way too much season left. Stick together. Make sure you look at this tape before you come over here tomorrow. It's a gut check for everybody.
I don't think it was a secret that this was a critical year for you and for the program after an 0-2 start. Do you think this thing can get turned around, and what makes you think it can?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I like this team. I don't like how we played in the second half, but I like this team. And there's a lot of season left. The beauty of it is you wake up, you got 6 days to play the next one. You got to fix things. You got to get a plan together. And, this is a good group of kids. They'll stick together. They'll wake up and, they'll own it and, look to be a better team come Saturday.
Brent, one national reporter, Ross Dellinger, called the situation in Blacksburg getting hot. Vegas said had you as the highest odds of the first coach fired. How much pressure are you feeling at this point?
Yeah, I'm not.
He feeling a lot.
We don't. I tell the players to ignore the noise. I learned that a long time ago. It's not the first time that we've been in situations like this. So the expectations here are to win. I get that. That's why I wanted to be here. I'm not happy with where we're at right now, not from a win standpoint, but I like this team, and we'll regroup. And there's a lot of season left, and I'm still excited about what we can do.
Coach, Virginia Tech has not won a Power 4 non-conference game since 2017 against West Virginia. In your point of view, in your time here at Virginia Tech, is there anything to pinpoint as to why this keeps happening?
No, I didn't get here till 2022, so I don't know about those games before that. But, we just got to keep getting better as a football team. We're a better team this year than we've been since I've been here.
You say that every
we got to play that way.
Yeah.
We got the makings of it.
We're a better team this year.
I look forward, for us to make some big strides this week. As I said, we got to get healthy. That offensive line. I like that first 5, and all of a sudden Montavious and Johnny aren't out there, and number 6 and 7 aren't playing. All of a sudden you're playing number 8 and number 9. We just don't. That's the one spot we didn't have, experience depth at. All right. Thanks, everybody.
That's it for that one. My reaction to Coach Pryor's interview, man. He got to start winning some games at Virginia Tech, man. I mean, we losing games that we shouldn't even be fucking losing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Louis Hawk, what's going on, my boy? What you got going on, Brody? Nice to see you in the house, man. I ain't doing much. I done pretty much went through the whole show. I was just going over some interviews and stuff like that from my coach. How you been, though, bro? How you feeling about fantasy football? Yeah, my reaction to that video, Virginia Tech definitely got to get it together. Just chilling. That's what's up, my boy. He said, I finally see him live. I know. He said, feeling good still early. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I ain't doing too much. I'm chilling, bro. Same old, same old. Next up, we're going to have Raheem Morris, the coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And like I said, if y'all want to see y'all favorite teams, head coaches, interviews on here, just let me know. Send me a message, send a DM, something. Send it to the group chat. Send it to my Facebook, Mike Brown. Send it to the High Score Podcast Instagram. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that. I'm gonna be posting on there more, or just put it in the comments. Let me know which team, which coach you want to see, the post game interview or the Tuesday, Wednesday interview, and then we'll watch it and we'll do a reaction to it. Next up, we got Raheem Morris. We get to hear this bullshit. I mean, I ain't even mad at Raheem. We actually had a good game. It's just that young ho missed the field goal. My damn young ho. You want to see Louisville and Louisville Cardinals or Louisville and the Cardinals? Which one? You saying Louisville, the college team? We can watch that. We'll do that next. Let me know. Confirm that's what you meant. Louisville. Ain't they the Cardinals, Louisville? Yeah, let's see what he had to say right quick.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I complained about my commute from the city and I can't do it in front of Josh.
No chance. I had no idea. We got
It is.
Josh, he's big time. All right, well, here we go. Game week.
Yeah, Coach, what are some of the keys
as
you all get back on the grass to get prepared for the Minnesota Vikings?
Always starts with us. Obviously, we want to go out. We want to try to do what we can do as best as we can do it. So you always got to look at yourself first, which we were able to do, over the course of that last game. And there was a lot of really good things taken away from the last game. There's also things you can always improve on. So really, you want to affect those things first. And then obviously, you get into your preparation and your planning on what you want to do to try to go out here and take advantage of the opportunities you have versus your upcoming team. So you want to look at those things and get those things planned accordingly. And now we're at the point where we go out and practice it. So we can't wait to get out in the grass today, get a chance to look at those things, do those things, talk about us first, focus on us, and then also be able to move forward and plan the things we want to do to go out there and have success on all sides of the ball, both offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, that game was 21, and then the secondary, I guess it got away late, but it's a whole different quarterback. Addison's not there, but
yes,
you got to have a plan for Jefferson, I'm sure. And
yeah, he's always going to be a problem. Obviously an elite player in this league. One of the best, if not the best. And Addison's not far behind. Obviously is not playing this week, but it's a well orchestrated offense. Got so much respect for Kevin O'Connell and what they do, and Wes Phillips and all of those guys on that staff. Know so many of those guys so closely and work with those guys. Been with those guys for a long time. Very similar to us. Obviously, when you say that about those guys, they're always going to have their own different identities when they branch off, based on personnel and people they have. But really familiar with their offense, very familiar with their defense. Obviously, Flo's done a great job for a long time in this league. Played against those guys last year. He presents a bunch of different challenges as well. And then obviously on special teams, they got another, Bones disciple out there. So he's doing a bunch of the same stuff that we've been accustomed to. And it's a lot of things that we've seen in the past. And, this league is a bunch of people you're familiar with, particularly when you play good teams like the Minnesota Vikings.
And your health, just wanted to see if we get updates on Drake London and Mooney, and then you got Helms, Agnew, and Nelson.
The first three I'll be practicing today. Agnew will not be, and then Nelson will not be.
Me too, Louis.
Guys will be still.
I think we're gonna win this one. We should have won on fucking
but the other
Sunday.
three guys will be practicing.
But that young ho missed the field
goal.
goal.
And we'll see, as far as Mooney and play and all those things, but get him out to practice, and that's always fun. Putting them back into all the stuff.
Not against a rookie quarterback with a veteran
DC. We can see what they got.
He better disguise that defense.
I do. I mean, Drake is like Drake. He's ultimately tough, and he is what he is. And like we know Drake. I do expect him to play. That's not saying that he is, but when you ask me, do I expect him to play? Of course, Drake is the ultimate tough guy, and when he says he's going to go practice, that usually tells you a lot.
So do you think Drake's further along than Mooney?
Hard to say. They both really tough competitors. Drake got his just recently, but I know he'll be out there ready to go and practice today. Where Mooney could not practice right away, Drake will be able to.
Let's go back to Kevin O'Connell. tunnel? Just in what you know about him, having worked with him, what has made him so successful, especially as a play caller?
The person, the human, first and foremost. One of the greatest people in our game. Great human, great guy, smart, sharp, calm under pressure. Never lets anything get to him. A cutting edge, always ahead of the game, always ahead of the mark when it comes to those type of things. And his ability to relate with anybody in the football team, offense, defense, special teams, whatever the case may be. I only worked with him for 1 year and it felt like 20. He's got just a cool, calm demeanor about everything that he does. And he'll always be that way, in game, out of the game, after the game, no matter what. Got so much respect for Kev and want to Super Bowl together. So I love that guy.
Your thoughts on JJ McCarthy? This is somebody who, obviously didn't play last year, maybe had a slower start than what he wanted to coming out of the gate this past Monday night, but then you really saw him turning on in the second half. And kind of what was your evaluation of his play?
So I don't think JJ looks at it like that at all. I think JJ looks at it like he won the football game. And that's
I'm not glad about it, bro.
Winner.
He's going out. Fucking won that game. The kicker missed the field goal and everything. Then young Hoku gonna go out there talking about some hold my beer.
And
hold my beer.
Everybody knows in this game is gonna be
missed
ups and
this
downs.
bitch
And
even worse.
It didn't matter how he started, just really how he finished. And he threw a game-winning touchdown. He sealed it in a 4-minute drive and was able to go out there and find a way to win that football game. And that's really what's most important. And that's ultimately great quarterback play when you talk about those things.
Shout out to Mike Penix.
Having success against the Brian Flores defense that kind of just throws the kitchen sink at offenses.
High execution. You got to go out there and have high execution versus Brian. You got to take advantage of those moments, and you got to really be locked and loaded on everything that's coming with the different people that's protections. They got a bunch of different people that do a lot of similar jobs, right? They got a bunch of people that can drop. They got a bunch of people that can rush. They got people in the secondary that can do it, people up front that can do it. They got people all across the board that present different challenges, and you got to be ready to deal with those guys. They're all interchangeable pieces, so to speak, and you got to try to figure out that math as you go.
Is it fair to say that that's a unique challenge going up against Flores and just the way that he schemes up defenses versus a lot of others that you go up against?
He's kind of started within the family that he's come from and what he's been with the Patriots. Obviously, that's what, they did for a lot of years that he was there for. And then he was able to take that and morph it into his own and be able to do all some of his own things and really kind of become this own identity that he's become. Sometimes you look at the tape as all zero. Sometimes you look at the tape as all spot drop. Sometimes you look at the tape as all whatever he wanted to do that football day. So he's a great mind in this game. He's from a young man from Brooklyn, and I know Flo a lot, and got a lot of respect for Flo.
He has become, from the outside perspective, I think, sort of a litmus test for young quarterbacks. How you do against his defenses can kind of tell you a lot. That's what we believe that do football coaches.
Do all you guys feel that way? Because Josh is speaking for you guys.
We collectively, the media.
I don't know the answer to that question, Josh. I will say he's tough to go against whether you're a rookie or a vet. He's just a good defensive-minded coach, and he's done that for a while. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers had that litmus test for young quarterbacks for a long time, and if he took it over, he was at Pittsburgh for a while, so maybe he took over the reins of those things, but I'm not sure. I just know he plays really good form of defense. He has a really good style about himself, and he always presents a challenge whether you're a rookie or you're a vet.
Yeah, though you give credit to Tampa Bay's tough run D. You also said you really didn't expect Penix to have to put the ball up that many times.
Sure.
Get the run game on track this week.
Very key to what we want to do. That's always going to be key every single week. So I don't think that's a big secret. But Charles, we want to go out there and be able to establish our run game the way we want to do it. I don't want to take any credit away from Tampa was able to do. They did an excellent job. They presented some great challenges for us, but we got to go out and find ways to run the football, whether that's coaching better, whether that's playing better, whatever the case may be. We are very capable of doing it on all sides of the ball, coaching, playing, whatever.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney was hurt. If you
figured out how to do
Mooney, Darnell Mooney was hurt. His shoulder hurt. He didn't even he might be back this week though.
Or some of the points to getting the running game going.
100%. Those guys did a better job than us. They shed blocks and made plays. And then from a coach's standpoint, we got to go out and give them better opportunities and better looks.
Overall, he had a good. He said Moody, the kicker for the 49ers. Overall, we had a good game. We just failed ourselves on special teams. That's what really killed us. But shit happens. We'll come back this week. I think we can get the win. So I'm not even gonna be. I'm not too upset about the whole situation, to be honest with you, bro. Next up, at request from Louis Hawk, we got head coach. This was the latest one I could find. It says your post game interview from Friday. Y'all played JMU. So this is head coach Jeff Brom. Is that how you say that? Jeff Brom, Louisville head coach. This is his post game interview. Just for a little context, let me see. Louisville beat James Madison 28-14 because we did not cover this in the college football segment of the show. So let's see. Louisville beat James Madison 28-14. Louisville is 2-0 in the ACC, and JMU is 1-1. Let's see. JMU quarterback went 15-25, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. His QBR was 23.7. They also look like they put in 3 quarterbacks. They played 3 quarterbacks. In the rushing game, Matthew Sluka had 21 for 83 in the TUD. Jordan Fuller had 7 for 31, no touchdown. George Pettaway had 5 for 21, no touchdown. And Wayne Knight had 5 for 12, no touchdown. Receiving, Landon Ellis had 3 for 55. Nick DiGennaro had 3 for 31, and Wayne Knight had 3 for 23. So nothing on offense. On the Louisville side, which is whose head coach we're about to watch, their quarterback Miller Moss went 13-23, had 151 yards, 1 touchdown. His QBR was 58.9. Rushing, Isaiah Brown had a day. He went 12 for 104, 1 touchdown. His longest rush was 78 yards. He broke that motherfucker. I'm talking about went cool. So most of his yards came on 1 rush. He broke that motherfucker for 78 yards. He only had 104 all day. Duke Watson had 7 for 13. Colin Lacey had 2 for 3, and Keyshawn Brown had 4 for 1. The quarterback should not be rushing. He had 5 for -8 yards. He averaged -1.6 yards a carry. Jeez. Yes, sir. Louis Hawk said his younger brother, QB coach, he played for Green Bay and the Bills. Okay. QB transfer from USC. Okay. We about to listen to your coach here. I just wanted to give some context. Receiving, Chris Bell had 4 for 83 and a touchdown. His longest was a 64. And then Jalen Skinner had 2 for 23, and Jacob Stewart had 1 for 15. Isaac Brown had 3 for 14 yards, and Colin Lacey had 2 for 12. So let's hear what their coach got to say.
Okay, well, definitely proud of our football team. We hung in there on a rough night and just continued to play for 60 minutes and found a way to win. So that's the great part. And I thought our defense, which I thought was playing well the last couple of weeks at camp, and they came through for us. Did a great job. Found ways with the help of the crowd noise to push them back at times and get some sacks. And of course, the touchdown in the end zone was the critical touchdown that kind of got us over the hump. And then we found a way to hit a run at the end. So it was just a good win. So I'm proud that we hung in there. A lot to learn from it. I need to do a better job against the blitz package that we saw today. It was a heavy, extensive blitz package, bringing the heat in house, and hadn't seen it a whole lot on video, but they were going to play feast or famine, and they got to us quite a bit. So those are things that we got to learn from on offense and find a better package for that. But to get a win with it is good. Our guys played hard, and even though things weren't going away, our receivers blocked at the end, our tight ends and our O-line blocked, and our runners ran hard. It was just a tough night for us overall.
Jeff, obviously the point of bringing in transfers is to have that veteran experience in leadership. But I mean, how valuable has Klepp been early on?
Well, he's done a great job. I think we do have some veterans, and even the ones that have been here have really improved and stood out and done a great job. And the newcomers have stepped in and been great teammates. So to me, that was the key to our victory. This was not our best night of football by any means, but defensively, man, we did some really good things, and we were on the field a long time. Offensively, like I said, we've got to get better. But we come out with a win in a game that we knew would be tough because we really haven't been challenged before. We saw some different things, but I was proud of our team. So they came through and played hard to the end, and that's the sign of a team that really wants to win.
Mark, that blitz package seemed to frustrate your run game early and often. How did it affect your play calling, and then going back with Isaac Brown late in the game to kind of seal it with a run?
Well, it did. It got to us now. When you're bringing everybody and you're bringing more than you can block. And then when we tried to get to some quick game, they sat on them and almost returned one for a touchdown. So they were dialed in on being aggressive. And then luckily we popped a big pass and we popped a big run. And really when teams are selling out, you've got to hit big plays. You're not going to get chunks of yards throughout the game. You just got to find a way to not get too many negative plays and then hit a couple big ones. So, there's a lot we can learn from it. But we did hit a few that helped us get some points. And, we definitely could play better, but I do think that we stuck together for the entire game.
Jeff, what did you see when you were recruiting Isaac Brown, and then what have you seen since he's been on campus here for 15 games, allows him to make these unbelievable big plays?
Well, I've seen what you've seen. He's done some incredible things. We knew he was athletic when we recruited him, but he's a quiet young man, and how people adjust and fit into the speed of the college game, you're not for sure. And if you go back to last year, I didn't really play him the first 3 or 4 games a whole lot. And, because I'm always worried about a true freshman adjusting to the speed of the game. And then he started to get his feet wet, and here he goes and took off. And he just continued to get better and better. He's got a great feel. He's got good toughness for somebody who's not real big. He's slippery. Now, they had a lot of bodies in there, so he got hit quite a bit. But we found a way to just get on the edge a couple times. And when he got some space, that's when he's dangerous. So he definitely helped us win the football game, and he's a great weapon to have.
Yeah. Jeff, 2 games in, where would you say you guys are offensively in terms of continuity and just kind of being on the same page?
Well, this was a unique game. I mean, we were not expecting to see the heavy dose of all-out blitz coverage. So, that's on me for not having a better plan. We went to some things, had a couple miscues in the checks. They sat on a few routes, and all of a sudden you're scared to throw it short. You got to throw it deep, and then next thing you know, you're getting hit. So I think we just got to have a better plan and answer for that. Throughout the season, do you normally see, that type of pressure? Probably not, but I'm sure we'll see it now to a certain degree. But you got to be able to answer and to create big plays. When you do that, it'll back them off. But they were selling out, and they knew that this was a huge game for them, and they were going to bring the house and hope that they hit quite a bit, and they did. But luckily, our defense played good, and we made just a couple big plays to help us.
Jeff.
Yeah, Coach, just talking about the defense, they made some plays in the backfield, a couple sacks, and that last goal line stand. Just talk about that and what they looked to you seeing that tonight.
Well, it was great. I thought for sure they would run the ball. They got down to the 1 there, but I thought we were really good versus the pass for the most part. We gave up 1 or 2 up the field, but they were on the field a lot. So I just think our defense, like I said, I had a feeling in camp that these guys are really starting to gel and they understand the package. I think we got some good weapons at a lot of the positions. We have some depth. The D-line can be disruptive. Our linebackers had experience. Unfortunately, Stan Quan went down, so that's unfortunate. So we'll have to figure out a way to move on from there. But, it's great to build on. And I think they've raised the bar now, which I told them after the game. They did a great job, and you raised the bar. And then on offense, we just got to continue to improve and figure out ways to not allow that to happen.
Anything else for Jeff?
Coach, how challenging was it dealing with the 2 quarterbacks that we kept on the team and out? I mean, 2 different style of quarterbacks as well. How challenging was that to challenge?
Well, I thought for the most part we did a good job. The one quarterback was more of a power runner, and I'm telling you, when you got a power runner, it really puts a lot of stress on the defense because they got an extra blocker now. So that package they have is really good, and especially when the game's close and they have a lead, it's really good to use, especially when you can do that. So they did, and they fed off that, and fortunately we were able to kind of get a lead and take them out a little bit. But they did a good.
Michael.
Jeff, you mentioned Stanquan. I guess what have you heard so far as how he's doing? Is that just kind of a lower leg, or what's a quick update, obviously?
Well, we'll know more tomorrow, but I could see him being out for an extensive period of time.
You've said in the past you don't like open weeks, but your thought as you do enter your first open week of the season, what you're going to use for that week?
Well, we're going to do what we normally do, which is get the guys healthy and fresh. It's only after 2 weeks. I don't love that, but that's our schedule. But the fact is we've won, and there's a lot to learn from this win. And so I just think that, doing that and, having a package ready that can identify and be good versus everything and have some adjustments that may be a little bit more successful will be the emphasis. I think we can put our heads together and go to work on that. And I think on defense, get a good job. We got to build on it. We got to know, how can we improve and change things up and be aggressive? Because that's what kind of happened tonight. This defense that we went against has not shown that a whole lot. They were aggressive. They did do things. I think in order to be a really good team, you've got to have some creativity every week. And even though you got to have base plans, you got to change things up and go for the win. And if you do that, you have a good chance.
Okay, Coach. Thank you.
All right. You heard what the old ball coach had to say. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, y'all got the victory, man. At least y'all won. My team can't even get a win right now, bro. So at least your coach not happy with stuff in the win. My coach just go up there, he be like, "Well, we tried hard, man." I don't know if he was in here when we watched Brent out. That motherfucker just sound like he defeated, in the press conference. So, I don't know. But what you think about what your coach said? Yeah, Louis Hawk said just because of the defense. Yeah. I don't know much. I ain't watched Louisville since Lamar Jackson was there, so I don't know much about them. But we can watch that shit every week. Oh, Prom, he came from Purdue. Okay, that's a good school. I ain't gonna even say they got decent football, but they got decent basketball for sure. But yeah, man. Willie Hawk said he has helped turn around our team, help turn our team around. That's what's up. We need a new head coach in Virginia Tech to help turn our team around. Because the coach we got right now, trash. The man can't recruit, he can't motivate, he can't do nothing, can't win a game, nothing. The Brown family has roots at Louisville. Okay. Mike Vick. Yeah, we ain't been good since Mike Vick. Mike Vick coaching now. We need I get what you're saying. Ooh. And he'll have 1 year under his belt at Norfolk State. All you gotta do is come up the road. Imagine how many recruits he'll get. They might be grooming them. Now that you say that, I ain't even think about that. Louis Hawk. I hope he have a winning season this year, bro. And we just if Coach Brent Pride lose these next 2 games, we play fucking Old Dominion on Saturday, and we play Wofford the next week after that. If he lose either one of those games, I'm pretty sure him and the athletic director, they both gonna be out of there. Because the athletic director is the problem. See, he been the athletic director for like 20-something years at Virginia Tech, but like most of those years, he had Coach Frank Beamer, which is a legendary head coach. Like he didn't have to do shit. So his last two hires at head coach for football have been terrible. So I'm sick of him too. He can go. And yeah, I'm catching on. I'm catching him drift. I need that. Man, we get Mike Vick at Virginia Tech. It's only right. It's only right if we get Mike Vick at Virginia Tech, you know. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's something. Time for a change is correct, sir. It really is. We ain't been good since about 2012, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, even the last few years when Frank Beamer was there, he was kind of low key. We was like 6-5, or like 8-4, or something like that. Something weird. Like not really good, but barely getting by. Because we had good special teams and shit like that. So for real, since the 2000s, 2010, Virginia Tech ain't been good. And we ain't been championship good since Michael Vick was there. So I'm tired of the bull job. I need them to get it together at Virginia Tech. We 0-2, man. 0-2 is terrible, bro. Louis Hawk said definitely got to make a bowl to feel good. We went to the bowl game last year, got our ass beat. I think we went to the Military Bowl or some shit like that. Got beat to sleep because half the players left. Most of them went to the NFL. Shout out to Jalen Lane. Shout out to Antoine Powell Ryland. Shout out to Aeneas Peoples. Shout out to who else? There was a couple. Shout out to Bashal Tootin. A couple other people. But we had a squad. We were supposed to be in the championship talks last year, and we just couldn't get it done. It's poor coaching. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them boys don't be ready. And then our quarterback, I love Kyron Drones to death. But bro, you gotta do better, bro. Like I don't know what be going through your mind out there, bro. Like you got wheels, use them bitches, bro. Number one. Number two, like who do you be throwing to sometime? Like nigga be wide open, you'll miss the throw. Yeah. Last year, y'all had a chance and lost. I think y'all did. Yeah. That was that. Y'all had a good year last year. We just trash. It's nice to have a fellow ACC member because most people be SEC and ACC trash. You know what I mean? It's good to have a fellow. You know what I mean? But it look like we got issues. Florida State powering back up. Clemson always powered up. So Miami powered up. So it's gonna be a long couple years for us right now. But y'all still got a shot. Virginia Tech, we in the rebuilding mode. We need to get a new head coach. We need to get a new athletic director. What Smiles is Florida State, right? I think he FSU. I know he happy. Yeah, Smiles a FSU fan. I know he happy right now. They back after having a terrible season last year. But yeah, man. I love me some college football. I told people at work the other day, I said, I waited all this. How long we wait? Let's see. So the national championship is in January, so about 6.5 months we wait for football. I waited 6.5 months just to go 0-4 in the first 2 weeks. Virginia Tech, my college team, is 0-2, right? I'm technically 1-4 because I got 2 college teams. Virginia Tech is I'm a long diehard fan of Virginia Tech. They ain't gonna never change. But as long as Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, is at Colorado, I will be a fan. So they won this weekend. So I got 1 win, but for real, I'm 0-4, bro. Virginia Tech 0-2, my Falcons 0-1, and my fantasy team 0-1. So it's been a rough week for me, rough 2 weeks for me, man. I love football too, bro. Especially college football, Louis Hart. I could watch any college football team play. I'll watch a Division III game just to watch football. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love college football. But I fuck with the Huskies. I was just about to say that. You know I fuck with the Huskies because Mike Penix came from there. And then my homeboy, shout out to my homeboy, how I forget, hold on, bro. Mike Hess, I'm tripping. I couldn't think of my homeboy name. Shout out to my homeboy Mike Hess. He a Husky fan, diehard Husky fan. I was so happy for him when y'all went to the national championship with Mike two, 3 years ago. Yeah, I know he from Utah or something like that. But he lived in Seattle or something like that. And yeah, I knew I talked about that before. You was from Seattle. That's crazy. I want to go to the West Coast. I ain't never been out there. But yeah, speaking of Mike Penix, well, I had a Mike Penix interview I was gonna watch, but we had almost 2 hours on this stream. I still gotta cook dinner. They said it rained a lot out there, John Louis. Louis said it's beautiful. He said it rained out that bitch a lot in Seattle. Like every day or something like that. I might do a show where I just react to interviews, and I might do the normal show on like Wednesday or something like that. I don't know, just thinking out loud. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to do some new shit on the show, man. You know, we're gonna be doing the interviews from now on. Post-game interviews. Like you said, I didn't have to jump off, but I've definitely enjoyed this. I appreciate it, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you tell somebody to subscribe to this motherfucker. Tell them to watch it, man. I'm trying to spruce it up. Trying to get some nice shit going on here, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, man. I might come back and do a live watch party this week, watch some football with y'all since I didn't do one last week. So we'll see. I might come back. Just make sure y'all hit the notification bell. Make sure y'all turn on the notification bell. Make sure y'all go like Make sure y'all go like the Instagram page, the High Score Podcast. Go follow over there. I'm gonna be putting posts up. Make sure y'all follow the post on the YouTube page because I'll be putting up polls. I'll be putting up pictures, asking questions. Y'all go interact with the page. Help me get that page going so we can get some more people in here. We got the subscribers, but we need like a lot more to compete with these big podcasters. So make sure y'all help us out with that. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.